Strategic decision-making. It's pretty much the lifeblood of any successful company, right? But what if the way we're all doing it is just fundamentally broken? Today, we're going to dig into a really new approach that's blending human smarts with artificial intelligence to solve a super high-stakes problem. So let's see how this new fusion of human and AI minds is trying to fix it.
To really get the scale of this, just look at this number. Executives spend up to 40% of their time, that's almost half their work life, just making decisions. It's a massive investment of the one thing they can't get more of, their time and attention.
Okay, but here's the part that'll blow your mind. According to research from McKinsey, a staggering 72% of all those decisions are considered poor quality. Just let that sink in. Nearly 3/4 of that huge time investment is leading to bad outcomes. I mean, that's a colossal waste and a massive source of risk for any business.
So that naturally leads to the big question, doesn't it? If the old way clearly isn't working, how can we use new technology, specifically AI, to get better at making these huge group decisions? How do we flip that 72% failure rate on its head?
Look, the problem usually isn't a lack of smart people in the room. The real challenge, the thing that's so hard, is getting all those different areas of expertise and all those unique points of view to actually come together. Getting a whole team of experts to truly align on one single strategy, it's incredibly difficult. That's where all the friction happens.
And that's exactly where the solution we're looking at today comes in. It's a platform called Mindmesh, and it's designed from the ground up to tackle this very problem, creating a totally new space for human and AI minds to work together.
So what is it really? Well, at its core, Mindmesh is what you'd call a multi-user, multi-agent platform. Okay, fancy words, but what it means is that multiple people can jump in and talk, not just with each other, but with a whole team of specialized AI agents, all working on the same problem in one place.
To make this super simple, just picture a group chat you use all the time, maybe something like WhatsApp. Now, what if you could invite an AI that's an expert in finance or marketing right into that chat to give you analysis and answer questions, right there in real time? That's the core idea. It's that simple.
And this idea gets even bigger with what they call the digital boardroom. This isn't just another virtual meeting or a Zoom call. It's a smart, ongoing space that's built to capture, organize, and make sense of every part of a really important decision.
So, how does this whole digital boardroom actually work? Let's pop the hood for a second and see how these teams of humans and AIs actually team up to get better results.
The central idea here is something they call a war room. Now, the name sounds pretty intense, I know, but think of it less like a battle and more like a super-focused strategic workshop, basically a dedicated channel for every single problem you're trying to solve. So a typical war room has 3 key players. First, you've got your team of human experts. Obvious enough. Then you bring in a team of specialist AIs to add all that data-driven insight. And finally, and this is the secret sauce, there's an AI chief of staff that manages the whole conversation.
And these specialist AI agents, they are not generic chatbots. No way. They are deeply trained in specific business areas. So you can pull in an agent that's a total expert in corporate strategy, or finance, or marketing, or even something really complex, like compliance, and get instant specialized knowledge.
But the real game changer here is this AI chief of staff. This AI acts like the perfect moderator and strategist. It's constantly tracking the discussion, pulling out key themes, and even pointing out, hey, you guys agree on this, but you really disagree on that. It's not just taking notes, it's a cognitive partner, which frees up the humans to focus on actually solving the problem instead of just managing the meeting.
So all of this together creates a completely new dynamic for making decisions. We've seen the how it works, now let's get to the why. What are the real, tangible benefits you get when you start meshing human and AI minds together like this?
This slide really lays it all out, the before and after. The old way, right? It's all about inefficient meetings, knowledge that's trapped in silos, and disagreements that just simmer under the surface. The Mindmesh way creates a discussion that's already synthesized, is boosted by expert AI input, and actively drags those hidden assumptions and disagreements out into the open so you can actually deal with them.
And this new process leads to some seriously powerful outcomes. Because that AI chief of staff is tracking everything, you can finally surface those hidden assumptions that would normally blow up a project months down the line. You can see exactly where the conflict is, find where the agreement is, and get to a decision way faster. And the best part? You end up with actionable plans that everyone is actually bought into.
This quote really just nails the whole concept. It's not about people just using a tool. It's about a true collaboration where human and AI actors literally mesh their minds, and what comes out the other end is a synthesis of all that collective brain power.
So, who are the people who came up with this whole thing? It's worth taking a quick look at the minds behind the mesh, the founding team over at Ximerai Ltd.
And when you see the team, it all makes sense. You've got incredible depth from both the academic world and the tech industry. You have Fanish Paranam, a chaired professor at INSAD, which is one of the best business schools on the planet. You have Bart Van Est, a professor at UCL. And leading the whole thing as CEO is Ashish Ximerai, who used to be a head of AI/ML strategy at Amazon Web Services. I mean, that is a serious blend of deep research and elite industry experience.
So when you boil it all down, what Mindmesh really does is reframe the entire problem. What we used to see as this painful challenge of trying to force everyone to align, well, it becomes this new, exciting opportunity for really deep collaboration between humans and AI.
And that kind of leaves us with one last big thought to chew on. You know, we tend to think of big ideas as coming from some lone genius. But what if the next big breakthrough, your company's next brilliant strategic move, what if it wasn't the product of a single mind, but a true collaboration between the very best of human and artificial intelligence, working together?